Hey there, Sagittarius. Welcome to your reading for mid-June 2023. We're just going to jump right in here, Sag. You have this happiness and playfulness card in your current general energies, and then you have something completely contradictory, the Nine of Swords. So we're going to have to see what's going on here. Maybe you need to realize that you've actually come out of a period of darkness. I do feel a lot of times with the Hermit, that the Hermit can represent like needing to realize that you've gone through like all the bad stuff, and it's like time to, kind of, well, here you have this card that says take a leap of faith, and then you have this other card that says make your dreams real. So it's like time for you to make some sort of dream a reality. But sometimes I think that we get stuck in a negative cycle, and then it almost becomes a prison where it's like we get so used to things not working in our life that we just kind of stay stuck there, even when we could easily have some improvements or when we're done learning the lessons. So I kind of feel like this first row is saying that, like, hey, you're done learning the lessons of something that you have gone through or something that you have experienced, and it's time for you to kind of like break free from that energy. So, that's I don't know. That's what I get. That's what's popping into my head. The funny thing is that on the Nine of Swords, he has this blanket right here on his lap, and that blanket kind of represents a comfort blanket. And I feel that sometimes, it kind of represents the fact that he needs to leave a comfort zone is like where I'm going with this. So I feel like for some of you, it's kind of like you need to leave a comfort zone, or you need to leave some sort of comfort zone that you're in with this, with that comfort blanket on your lap there. So it's like time to get working on some sort of dream. Even on the Hermit, he has this lantern right here, and then he has his feet right here. Traditionally, his feet are frozen at the top of this mountain, and he needs to put that lantern down by his feet. It basically represents his inner light. So it's like he's gone through something, he's learned the lessons, and now he needs to set himself free. Literally everything that I just said at the beginning of the reading. And so his feet being frozen in this imagery, it basically says that he has already been through what he needs to set himself free. So he just needs to set himself free, right? And then you have the Five of Wands. Five of Wands can be a card of conflict and competition. This card comes up all the time now for pretty much everyone. We are in a time of co-creation. I think the reason the Five of Wands comes up is because the universe is basically like saying, hey, you don't have to be in competition with things anymore. You need to start focusing on co-creation. These people are co-creating, believe it or not. They are using sticks. They're not using swords to fight. So they are learning how to fight. And again, they're kind of like working together. And so I feel like some of you, it's like needing to learn from other people is what I'm getting here. But let's see. With the Nine of Swords, you have the Nine of Cups. Yes, a complete change in the energy. Nine of Cups is about bathing in the energy of something that you want before you have it. So I do feel that a lot of you need to kind of just like step into the energy of something that you want. Nine of Cups is about bathing in the energy of what you want. So I feel like the quicker you start soaking up the good stuff, the better. I also feel like you need to make a wish. There's like something you're wishing for, but, again, Eight of Pentacles to the King of Wands. This to me says you need to charge forward boldly towards things that you desire to have in your life. With the Hermit, you have the Ten of Pentacles. Yes, there is something amazing coming in for you. Ten of Pentacles is everything you want and desire in your life. To me, it is a card of building, leaving a legacy. As I always say to everyone, it's not something that we just get, but, I feel like it's something that is coming in for you. I feel like there are good things coming in for you here with the Ten of Pentacles, and that's kind of like what I would focus on here with this energy is like good things, but also building something permanent. With the Five of Wands, what do you know? You have the Three of Cups, literally the card of co-creation. Three of Cups is a card of teamwork, community, working together with other people. That's literally your solution to that Five of Wands. I think I said Five of Cups, but Five of Wands. I also feel if you're trying to build a Ten of Pentacles, it's like there are multiple people on the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles is like building or leaving a legacy. It could say that you're trying to build something very big in your life, like a business, a family, all of it, whatever you want. But it's like you can't do it alone. So, make sure that you're getting help from people in your life. Next, in the area of what you need to hear right now, you have this grasshopper spirit. It says, take a leap of faith. You have the spider spirit, which is one of my favorite cards in this deck. It says, make your dreams real. The spider spirit says you will kind of get the story that you tell. The spider, they weave a web, which means that they tell a story. And so the spider spirit, it's really important that you tell the story of like what you want your life to look like. And I would be very careful of your words at this time, and I would make sure that you're only using words on yourself that kind of have to do with what you want to see in the world, or what you want to create. With the grasshopper, I do feel like you have to take some sort of leap of faith, but grasshoppers also can represent luck. So I do feel, and you end with this serendipity card, which has a 4-leaf clover on it. So there's clearly luck coming in for you. You have the 4 Wands, the 8 of Pentacles, and the Knight of Cups. There could be love coming in for you, someone that you marry. You have the Knight of Cups, which is like a knight in shining armor. He's literally, we could say that the King of Wands is you, just a fire sign, even though the King of Wands is Aries, but it doesn't matter. This is a general reading, and I feel like this could be you. And there's Knight of Cups, someone making you an offer here. So I do feel that there could be love coming in for you. I also feel that the 4 Wands is a card of a celebration. So clearly you have the happiness card, playfulness card. I would do whatever you can in the 3 of Cups, whatever you can to socialize, celebrate, have a good time. Like all those things are popping into my head. So make sure you're spending time with people who matter to you. But the 4 Wands is also like a completion card. It can represent wrapping something up. So again, it's kind of like another symbol that you're wrapping up some sort of, dark night of the soul or some soul searching that you've been doing, and you're coming out the other side. You have the 8 of Pentacles. Again, you've been doing the work. So I feel like you've been doing a lot of work, and just in general in your life. And 8 of Pentacles, he's kind of like head down, nose to the grindstone. He's just working on what's right in front of him, and he's really making things happen. So, I feel for a lot of you, you're really making things happen here, and you're really putting in the work. 8 of Pentacles is a card of hard work as well. So he's like really putting in the hard work to be successful. And I kind of feel like that's what's going on here. It's like you're really putting in the work. I also feel that for some of you, there's like something new coming in for you, and it could be a new job or a new position. And I'm also getting something here about like needing to make sure that you don't be afraid of, let's just say like there's like some sort of training or something like that. I feel like this is saying do it. Like maybe you feel like you can't do it, but you actually can. So, let's say there's like some sort of job that requires you to go through training, like some sort of training. I don't know. It keeps popping into my head. I would do it. I feel like it'll be very abundant for you. I'm not really getting a clear message there, but there's something about it. So, I would do it. You have the Knight of Cups, Knight in shining armor. Definitely could be someone approaching you. It could be an air sign. You go to the King of Swords. It would be someone who's very wise, has a lot of wisdom, probably has a lot of life experience as well as what I'm getting. So I feel like that could be the type of person that you are attracting here. Someone very abundant as well. I'm not saying that they just, have a bunch of money. They could just be very abundant in the way that they think. I also would say that they're probably someone who's very positive. Again, I keep getting positivity on that spider spirit. So again, it's probably someone who talks, I think the words that they use, they tell the story that they want to hear, basically, right? With the 4 Wands, you have the 5 of Pentacles. So, I feel like you need to get out of your head. 5 of Pentacles says, do not pay attention to your weaknesses. There might be a lot of reasons why you can't do something. There might be a lot of reasons why you feel like you can't commit to something as well. 4 of Wands could just be a commitment. Again, you might feel like you're not good enough to get a job, or maybe again with that 8 of Pentacles, I keep feeling like some of you, it's obviously not going to be true for all of you, but I feel like some of you could be getting a position, and maybe you feel like that you can't do it, or there's some sort of blockage. And I feel like this is saying do it anyway. Don't call attention to your weaknesses. Focus on your strengths. With the 8 of Pentacles, you have the 2 of Swords. I knew that there was some sort of indecision here. We go 2 of Swords, 2 of Swords. It's basically the universe is just saying I meant what I said. This is the reading is basically repeating itself right here, and it's just saying that there's some sort of indecision. And again, that's why I said it in the first place. So there you go. But the 2 of Swords, she's only looking at things this way or that way, but there's actually a new island behind her, and that new island behind her represents something new. It represents an obstacle, but it's like a good obstacle. It's not a bad obstacle. Again, it's like if you have to get some sort of training to get a job that pays you really well, it's an obstacle. It might be annoying, might be a pain in the ass, but at the same time, it could pay you really well. So, I would do it. With the Knight of Cups, you have the Page of Swords. Definitely, it could be a person that has their eye on you. So again, there might already be someone who's in your energy. You could be having dreams about this person, or you could be, again, you might know that this person is interested in you. Kind of feel like it could be through work. It's like, maybe people at work have kind of noticed and they say things to you, or something like that. But so it could be someone you work with. It could also just be someone you know, and I feel like people are starting to notice, and I don't know, it feels good to me. So, I think if it's a relationship, it'll be very positive. Next, in the area of the unexpected, you cannot make this stuff up. You have this card that says, change your perspective of the people that are around you and keep an open mind. This whole entire reading is talking about perspective because of that spider spirit. It's like literally saying, you can speak negatively. That's one perspective, and that's the life you'll live. You can speak positively. That's another perspective, and that's the life you'll live, right? So watch your words. And there's literally a mouth on this card right there. So watch your words. I really feel this is all about the story you tell. Don't spend too much time in despair. Move through the emotions and release it. Some of you are clearly in despair. I'm not going to sugarcoat it. You have the Nine of Swords right here. So this could be despair because of some sort of loss, or some sort of cycle that you keep repeating in your life. But you have the Two of Swords. It's like there's new opportunities. She's only focusing on where she is. Again, she's not getting in the water, and she's not going to this new island, which is exactly what she needs to do. I always say that the Two of Swords to me is a card of third place solutions. It's like, as humans, we just naturally do this. We go one side or the other on all issues that exist. We think this or that, right? That's pretty much how our brains work. But, Two of Swords is basically like, yeah, this and that exists, but there might be something up here, some better solution to your problem. Or there might be, maybe you're trying to start a business and maybe you think you're going to start this or that business, but there could be something else like behind you that's different. And so how do we get there, right? Well, first off, we have to see the opportunities that exist. We have to take the blindfold off. On one hand, the blindfold is a good thing because she's trusting her intuition on the Two of Swords. On the other hand, she needs to see things clearly. So sometimes we just have to do research, or we have to look for opportunities. We also need to put those swords down. She's not willing to be vulnerable. She's covering up her heart, and so she's afraid to be vulnerable. But it's like sometimes we have to put ourselves in positions where we have to take risks. And, that's basically what this card is saying to me. And we're not talking about some sort of crazy risk that's going to like get you hurt or anything like that. But it could be, especially right now, Pluto going into Aquarius next year, it's like the risk of exposure, the risk of saying something and people basically saying you're stupid, the risk of putting a video on YouTube and people calling you names. Like those are the types of risks that we could be taking right now. It's the risk of exposure, the risk of being exposed for being wrong about something, right? And so taking those risks is, kind of like how you will get to that new island, and also looking for new opportunity. You have the King of Swords. I feel like there are people who are helping you. It's like King of Swords to me, he is the king who has the most knowledge and wisdom out of all the kings. And so I feel like you have a lot of knowledge and wisdom. And, but I also feel like there are people, like I don't think this is one person. I feel like you have a lot of people in your life, or you're about to have a lot of people in your life. You might not even know these people. You could just be watching them here on YouTube, right? He's like the mentor. So in any gender, it doesn't matter. I feel like you could be discovering some mentors, some people who have answers. And again, it's probably free. I always tell people it's like, you can learn anything basically for free on YouTube if you do enough research. So don't be afraid to do the research. Don't be afraid to learn as much as you possibly can with that King of Swords. But also, again, I feel like you could be discovering some people who have answers, so listen to those people. You have the King of Wands. I feel like you're sitting in a good position here. It's interesting that you have this Justice card right here. Justice is cause and effect. So if, like, let's say you're wondering who to follow, right? Let's say you're looking for a mentor or someone who has answers. Justice basically says, well, we have to try. We have to learn from a person, and we have to try their advice. And if it works, keep going. If it doesn't work, stop. So justice is cause and effect. And it's popping into my head, like, you might not be sure whose advice to take in your life. I would try a little bit, just a little bit of energy into some advice that you're receiving. If it works, then that's the person you should trust. If it doesn't, then don't. Plain and simple, right? With the Two of Swords here, you have the Knight of Pentacles. Yeah, moving very slowly. You actually have everything you need. Knight of Pentacles, he has all the knowledge and wisdom he needs to be very successful, but he just needs to know that he knows. He has oak leaves on his helmet normally on a traditional Knight of Pentacles, and the oak leaves represent knowledge and wisdom. Basically, it says that he has all the knowledge and wisdom he needs to be very successful. So, I feel like you need to trust that you have the knowledge, and you just have to get started. With the King of Swords, you have the King of Cups. Definitely, I feel you need to trust your intuition. I also feel, the King of Cups, he's not afraid to go on an adventure. Normally, he has a boat behind him on a traditional King of Cups, and that boat is very specific on the King of Cups. It represents a time where our ancestors used to get on boats and they wouldn't know where they were going. Like they would get on boats and they would just hope that they would run into land. And so, it's kind of like an energy of, stepping into the unknown, but he's perfectly comfortable and happy stepping into the unknown, going on an adventure of discovery and just discovering like new things. With the King of Wands, you have the Wheel of Fortune. Your life is clearly changing. It's like right before the change. I'm wondering, some of you, I feel frustrated. It's like, this is what I'm getting here. It's like sometimes I think if we're working towards success, we can start to feel very frustrated, like when we're not being successful, right? It's like we are very close to success, but we're not seeing the success, so we start to get frustrated. I actually feel like that frustration is saying, you are very close. It's like, it's not saying things aren't happening. I feel like things are happening, but it's just like, not happening in your time. And I feel like this is saying things are about to change very, very quickly for you here, Sag. It looks really good. At the end here for the good stuff, doesn't matter what shows up here, it's going to be good no matter what. You have this Serendipity card, and you have this Exchange Gifts card as well. So I kind of feel the Serendipity card is saying that things are falling into place and that your luck is increasing. There could also be some gifts coming in for you, but again, I feel like the gifts could be words. You have the Nine of Wands, Eight of Wands, and the Justice card. Again, there's something in this reading about your story and the story that you tell yourself. So I feel like you need to be very careful about like the story that you tell yourself or the words that you use against yourself. And I feel like you need to keep it positive and make sure that you're using good words on yourself. So, that's what I would do here with the Eight of Wands. I also feel like there's going to be a quick success coming in for you with the Eight of Wands, so I really like to see that. There's some sort of conclusion as well. It's like you're ending something, it's like you're ending something that, it's like a period of time, because it's like you look at this Nine of Wands, and he is looking back at those Eight Wands. He's like the wounded warrior, and it says, don't give up, keep pushing forward. So again, like I said, I feel that frustration energy. It's like you're very close to something. I see it. It's like you're very close to accomplishing something. So definitely don't give up, keep pushing. Nine of Wands is also my card of experimentation. It's my card of throwing stuff at the wall and seeing what sticks. So, don't be afraid to experiment, try new things, try different things to be successful, all that other stuff here. You have the Justice card. Justice is cause and effect. So it says, if you put energy into something, what do you get out of it? And, that's what I would be paying attention to. I've been saying for like the past 2 years that to me, justice is the answer to the next like 20 years or like really 10 years. I would say, and really it's always the answer, cause and effect. You put energy in, do you get energy out? If the answer is yes, keep moving forward. And I would just pay extra close attention to it over like the next 10 years. Because we have, especially for the next few years, we have Neptune and Pisces, and Neptune and Pisces is a fantasy. We can overinvest in things with Neptune and Pisces because of the fantasy and then not get anything out. So it's really important that we pay attention. With the Nine of Wands, you have the Star. You are definitely accomplishing some sort of wish. And again, it's funny that I said the thing about the risk of exposure, because this card represents Aquarius. And, again, with Pluto and Aquarius, it's like the risk of exposure or the risk of, being exposed in some way. So I definitely feel that here. With the Eight of Wands, you have the Lovers. I feel like there is love communication. I don't really feel this is a love reading necessarily, but there is communication here. It's not like love isn't a major focus here. I feel like it's more about the story you tell yourself, like I said. But what I would say here is that there could be communication and love coming in for you. You have basically every single sign here, almost. So you have almost all 4 kings. So, take it how it resonates. With the Justice card, you have the Ten of Wands. Yes, again, pay attention to cause and effect so you don't take on too many responsibilities. Again, this is showing up in the good stuff. So it does say that, I feel like it is saying that good things are coming in for you and that you're almost at the end of a long journey. Again, Ten of Wands literally represents being at the end of a long journey. He's about to have a harvest. We're going to pull 5 main themes. What do you know? You have a 4-leaf clover on that Serendipity card. And here you go. You have this card that says great good fortune on it, which has a 4-leaf clover on it. So there is clearly good luck coming in for you here. You have this chair empty. It says someone is leaving your life. It's really weird. Every single person this week, this deck, several of these decks have cards that represent people leaving their life and or your life. And so there could be a person who's you're walking away from or who's walking away from you. But again, I've just noticed that pretty much every single sign for these mid-monthly readings has had something about someone leaving. which is weird. You have this purse card that says, pay attention to your finances. Yeah, I feel like everybody should pay attention to their finances right now. We're in a weird time as far as money is concerned. So, I would just pay attention and, I wouldn't be paranoid about it, but I would just keep an eye on it. You have this rabbit. It says too much concern with sexual matters. I would be careful with people who are only concerned with sexual matters. And finally, you have this cracked cup. It says dissatisfaction with life. Like the whole entire reading, basically. I don't think you're dissatisfied with life. I just think you think that you should be farther ahead than you are. I'm not saying that's not true. It probably is true. But again, I feel like you're at the end of this very long road. You're about to get what you want. So it looks pretty good to me, Sag. So thank you for being here and definitely enjoy your month.